Hey y'all. My friend Mark was yelling at me yesterday because we went to these bars and I do that face all the time. He was like, please stop doing that face. It is so ugly and people are looking at you, people keep watching you, and I was just like, oh well. And you guys yell at me too. It's literally the worst habit that I have, and I know that. Talked about this before, it's just a struggle. I just can't stop doing it, okay? For some reason, it just goes perfectly with any situation. Like somebody can insult you, you could just throw it up. Somebody can compliment you, you can throw it up. If you don't know how to interact with humans, it's perfect because you can just use it as a response to everything. So I'm gonna keep doing it because it makes me feel alive. Is there a lot of headspace? There is. I'm pretty sure all of you know by now that when I like something, I really like it, and it pretty much takes over my entire life. So right now, I'm really obsessed with the dark web, and I've talked about this like 7 million times, and I know that. But I thought it would be kind of cool to look up like true dark web stories and share them with you guys, because I know I just read scary stories all the time, so I figured I would like categorize this one as just the dark web. If you guys haven't heard me talk about it a million times, Kayla and I have played this game called Welcome to the Game, and it's basically, I don't want to say it's a simulation game because it's really not, but basically you're supposed to be this news reporter and you're on the dark web, and the whole point of the game is to find these certain keys so that you can save this girl who's gonna get murdered. And I'm so addicted to the game and I can't beat it, and it frustrates me because I wish I was better at things, but I'm just not. And we've never beat it, neither of us have. And I don't know, it sparked my interest in the dark web. I used to be really interested in it because just the whole concept of it is really crazy to me. I like learning about things that are out of my reach, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So actually that doesn't make any sense, but I'll explain, you'll know what I mean. I like learning about the deep ocean. You know those videos that are like top 10 craziest fish you can find in the deep ocean? I watch every single one of those. I like space. I like all of these different things that I can't really go to, I guess, and I'm too scared to go to the dark web. So I like to learn about it because I can't access it, so I'm just gonna learn about it. And I'm gonna learn through other people's experiences because that's what we do here. We don't experience anything ourselves, we just live vicariously through everyone else. Yes, I'm drinking water. Fuck off. It's just so crazy to me that some of these things exist. If you guys listen to the story that I read recently about the black market, it blows my fucking mind that these things really do exist, and the different websites that you see on Welcome to the Game are real websites, or they're not necessarily real, but they're based off of real websites that you would find on the dark web. And all of that stuff is so crazy. I just can't believe that we live in a world where that's available to us, and it's not even available necessarily, but it's available. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna have the websites that I'm reading off of down below. I really only have 2 websites, and this first one just has a really good definition of the dark web that I want to read to you guys, and it really puts it into perspective how— oh my god, I forgot to turn my air off. Fuck! You guys are gonna have to listen to my air for the first 5 minutes of the video. I'm sorry. But anyways, it really puts it into perspective how much of the internet really isn't accessible for like the normal person. There are children screaming outside right now. I hate this apartment. But it really shows you how little we're actually able to access on the internet. Like most of the internet is this deep web, dark web shit, which is terrifying. Okay, but basically this website says, many people don't know this, but there's this massive uncatalogued part of the internet called the deep web, to which the average person has no access. Just how deep is it? Estimates range from 500 times the size of the visible clear net to comprising a whopping 99.97% of the entire internet database. Like we literally only have access to 1% of the internet, and barely that. You guys hear the police sirens? That's comforting. I feel like I'm gonna get swatted just for talking about the dark web. I feel like I'm in that game too. If you guys ever watched us play it, you hear sirens in the background because you're on the dark web, so the police can come and they can bust you, and so it kind of goes with the mood, I guess. This is because the internet is shaped like an iceberg, and I'm actually gonna put— there's like a diagram that always freaks me out. I don't really know why it freaks me out, but it's just— I'm gonna put it right here. This is because the internet is shaped like an iceberg riddled with rabbit holes. And unless you're using a specialized browser such as Tor, I2P, or other darknet software, you're not going to fit down any of them. But the fact is, the deep web is a dangerous, scary, and at times illegal place to be. And if you don't know what you're doing, you should never ever go there, which is why I am not. That website gives you way too much information on the dark web itself and how to access it, and I feel like none of you guys should even attempt to go on there, so we're not going into that. We're just gonna read the scary stories. Okay, this literally says 11 spine-chilling and nightmarish deep web stories from users. I'm ready for this. Can you stop screaming, please? Actually, it fits the mood. Keep screaming. We're gonna move forward a little bit because I feel like we're losing sun because it's way too fucking late for me to be filming, but it's fine. Perfect, we love that for us. You guys can just see more of my really boring apartment, except all I showed you was like my Never mind. It's literally the same thing. Okay, whatever. By digging deep into the world of the deep web, one can find plenty of real stories that the deep web users have come across that are shocking, disturbing, and creepy. Reddit has been and will be the grounds where these real stories came into a light to the surface web. Eventually, one way or another, any dark web user would have encountered such incidents during their visits. The worst and sickest parts about some of these stories are nasty. I will recommend any users not wander off into the unknown corners of the dark web. None of you guys do this shit. Just learn with me through these people, okay? Okay, so this first story is called A Wrong Drug Deal. So it says, a Reddit user shared the story that happened to one of his friends in July of 2015. His friend is a regular deep web user, and he would buy loads of things like stolen Apple products, drugs, etc. One fine day, like usual, he ordered drugs from the deep web. Not from his usual seller, but a new one. He asked that the seller deliver the drugs in a movie case or something so his mom wouldn't notice. One of his biggest mistakes that he didn't realize until what happened next. The package arrived, but to his surprise, inside of the box, there was a piece of paper that said, something has happened. If I were to send it to you, it could be traced back to me and we would both be caught. Meet me at the elementary school at 7 o'clock. We'll just do it in person. This is already off to a horrible, horrible start. I feel like we're gonna keep losing light. We're going forward. This is what I get for filming too late in the day. I'm sorry, guys. He went there by telling his mom he was staying at his friend's home, and his friend warned him to take a knife in case things went south. He reached the school and noticed a man in a Jeep with the plates covered in duct tape. He got down to get the drugs and left in his car after paying him. To his surprise, he could see the man's car following him until he reached his neighborhood. To shake him off, he made some random turns, and when he lost his tail, he pulled into the garage. But the serious incident happened that night. He could hear the sound of a car engine. Two men were seated in the same car that had followed him. The driver was the drug dealer, the second one had messed up hair and a trashy shirt, and while it was hard to see, my friend could almost make out a scar from a massive burn on the side of his neck. He was watching them from the window, and the second one often looked up at the window he was standing in. He didn't care about the consequences, and he called a police officer moving away from the window. The police asked him to grab a weapon to defend himself. Can you fucking imagine a police officer being like, you got a gun? Finally, he could see a figure coming out of his mom's room with a knife in his hand. Fuck this. With full force, he was charging towards him after shutting the door behind him, but he grabbed a pot and hit him on his head. After turning on the light, he noticed it was the second guy from the car and stabbed him in the shoulder with the knife he dropped. Then in a few minutes, he could hear the police siren and both men were arrested. Holy shit. Oh my god, the Reddit user said, but my friend's mom had been killed. Her throat had been slit and she had 23 stab wounds and duct tape covering her mouth. He was charged with possession of drugs and lost his mom because of his actions. I feel like you hear these stories. I just don't understand why anybody would go on there, I guess. I feel like it's way too dangerous to even try. It's scary to me how easy it is to get somebody's information if you really wanted it, or how easy it is to just know everything about a person. I think that's the scariest part about social media, me when I'm only on social media, but whatever. It's just, I don't know, it's such a scary thought. I don't want to talk about it. We're gonna move on. Okay, so the second story is called Scam the Scammer. Alright, so they said, I was looking for a certain substance, but couldn't find it in any part of the world for a decent price. I posted my request on the forum, and after a few days, somebody messaged me with an offer. For some reason, I accepted it and sent him around $200. Of course, I got scammed. I didn't think much of it. I posted a warning to others about this guy, saying he scammed me out of $200. A few days later, I got a message in my inbox saying something like this. Hey, I'm a vendor, and this guy tried to scam me too. He just ordered an ounce of MDMA from me, and an ounce of sweet sugar crystals are on his way to his mailbox. Please send me your BTC address and I will send you the $200 he scammed you out of. The next day I had my $200 back, and a deep respect for the dark web community. Okay, that's a very nice story, I guess, to turn this whole thing around. Okay, I like the direction this is going in. Sounds a lot better than the first one. Oh, this one's nice too. This one's really short. This says buy carrots for Bitcoin. And it literally just says, found a guy selling carrots. Like, it wasn't coded for anything, but he was literally just selling carrots for Bitcoin. 10 out of 10 would visit again. So that doesn't sound very scary, but the rest of it, not into it. This one says Daisy Destruction. Daisy Destruction is one such story that is so sick, which consists of 3 videos in the series, and unfortunately, it was proven to all be real. Okay, well now I'm kind of scared. The videos show a masked naked woman torturing and sexually abusing a toddler. Fuck! It was first hosted for public consumption on a dark website called Hurt to the Core, a child abuse site that specialized in not just child pornography. These are the things, oh my god, but torture and abuse. These are the things that this is the shit that really gets me. I just don't understand how there's a community like these things exist. I don't get it. It was widely considered to be the very worst site on the dark web, and its owner Lux, the evilest person on the dark web, the most evil. He ran what he called a pedo empire, which was very popular with pedophiles and others who enjoyed watching children get harmed. This is fucked up. Oh my god, wait, I think he was arrested. Yeah, it says Peter Gerard Scully is the person behind Daisy Destruction, along with 2 accomplices. He videoed and abused 5-year-old girls on the internet. The 3 biggest victims of whom were Liza, age 12, Cindy, 11, and Daisy, 18 months. He made one of the most horrifying red rooms in the history of the dark web. And if you don't know what a red room is, I mean, I think the easiest way to describe it, it's like a torture room, and they just live stream them torturing their victims, so people can request certain things or like give them money to do certain things to them. Oh my god, it says according to the Sydney Morning Herald, the footage was so horrific, police called it the worst we have encountered in our years of campaigning against child pornography. I guess there was, oh my gosh, wait, I guess there was a video featuring Daisy where she was supposedly killed, but she was rescued, like she's alive. Holy shit. And now we're moving on to probably another horrific one. This one says no love deep web. I don't know. I don't know what to expect anymore. Now I'm just sad. One of the albums released by the band Death Grips is none other than No Love Deep Web. To promote the album, an augmented reality game in the same name which involves a scavenger hunt in it. The participants have to answer a payphone in another city at 3 a.m. as a part of the hunt. But to their surprise, they could only hear a heavy breathing without any response. And that's all it says, and that just sounds gross by itself, so that's fine. Okay, and then this one says creepypasta. Who is Janice? Here's a disturbing creepypasta from the deep web that involves some weird things and an unexplained mystery. The story starts with Mark Spielman, who's a regular indoor person who you can't see outside. Regularly sits in front of the computer and looks about anything from fucked up shit, internet memes, YouTube fads, and even porn sites too, and has knowledge of the internet inside and out. When he came to know the local police department was looking to hire a person who had quite in-depth knowledge of the internet, he grabbed the opportunity and landed in the police. At first, he started working on some basic stuff like finding websites that had child pornography and stupid users who leaked IP addresses without using a proxy. The second and third month was really challenging because of some of the clever hackers who leaked confidential info from the police database to the public. And then in quotes it says, "But one day the life I was working so hard to build came crashing down." Who is Janice? So basically he was looking for child pornography websites to take them down, and he found one of the biggest sites that he'd ever seen. He started digging into the website content. He browsed on a random page and clicked on an image called Kathy.jpg. It was a picture of a young girl with long hair and pale skin, about 15 or 16, standing in a dimly lit room with a smile on her face. Not a full toothy smile, but a slight grin. After seeing the name of the image, it was not Kathy, but it was Janice. Now he decided to click on Susan.jpg, but ended up in the same image even after clicking 15 to 20 files. Even a video titled pennyprecious.wav ended in the same place. With the help of his colleagues, he researched it, but it all ended in the same place. He left the office in frustration and figured he missed something and he didn't check thoroughly enough. Soon after he reached home, he started working on it, and he found on the very last page of the picture file logs was a lone picture file called True Janice. He clicked on it and the computer crashed and shut down with the BSOD, I'm not sure what that is. My camera ran out of space, so we're back. He later turned on his computer after quite some time trying and found that all of his programs were deleted and found thousands of image files copied, but the most shocking thing was that his desktop image was Janice. In mixed feelings of fear and uncontrollable interest, he started clicking on one image at a time. He said it was Janice.jpg, the black and white photo. Something about Janice's facial expression was different though. The first images were exactly the same, but after some clicks, it had morphed into the frowning one that was on the desktop. A few rapid clicks revealed that she starts to scream. Several hundred clicks and the screen turned black, and suddenly he saw a bundle on the bed with a blanket on top. And he explained the scene was a dark room with a few candles. Oh my god, I don't even want to read this. The scene was in a dark room with a few candles burning to light it up. I noticed in horror that there were red splotches on the wall behind the bed, which was what I knew had to be blood. A few more pictures clicked and a man walks into frame with surgical instruments and cut the girl's stomach open, and he started ripping out her guts piece by piece. It was so bloody and vivid. Now he was on 995 out of the 1,000 pictures, and it started moving slowly from one pic to the next. In 998, he saw a grainy photo of a young girl staring at me. Her eyes were blank and expressionless. I couldn't see much, so I went to picture 999. I could then see what the picture was. I was face to face with Janice. She was covered in blood, and I knew she was dead already. The last photo had a black background with a large question mark in the center, and below was a simple question, who is Janice? From what I can gather, she had been kidnapped from her family around 20 years ago, and she was never found. Her parents vanished shortly after the kidnapping. This shit is so fucked up, honestly. That's why it's so crazy. Like these things happen. These things are real. Did you guys see Unfriended Dark Web? I know the movie's kind of cheesy. It's kind of lame. I don't know. It's crazy to me because I know that shit happens. I just can't even fucking imagine. I get paranoid just having my webcam facing me when I'm not like on stream or something. It's like the smallest things freak me out. I hate it. Okay, this one says The Man in the Wall. I'm only gonna read a couple more. A real deep web story was written by the persona Fanboy, which was the experience of a deep web user. By clicking on one of the nameless hidden wiki links, he came across a website that contained nothing but a wall. Before he was about to click close, he saw a man wearing a mask emerging from the wall and greeted him, "Hi there." Thinking it was a prank video, I just kept watching. But after a while of me just staring at the screen, he began to speak again. "Aren't you going to speak?" he said. I proceeded to type on the keyboard. "Not the keyboard, speak," he said. Ugh, fuck this. At this point, I was a bit frightened. "Who are you?" I asked. "I'm your friend," he proceeded to say. Fuck! At this point, I'm scared. My face is full of terror, and I begin showing my fright. "Come on, friend, don't give me that scared face," he said. This is when I got extremely frightened. "Just 1 second, my friend. I'll get your address so I can talk to you in real life." And he proceeded to type on his computer. No. Frantic, I tried to close the window down and get out of the video. "That won't work," he said. Before he had time to track my address, I got a screwdriver, removed the back and battery from my laptop. It's been some time now and he hasn't come, so did he have enough time to get my address? Fuck that. Fuck. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate that this exists in this world. We live in a really scary world, you guys. Okay, this one's called We See You. Fuck. I was browsing random blogs, GeoCities sites, and the like, going from link to link. Eventually, I came upon an odd page. It appeared to be random thoughts from different people, but for the time, it was very well designed. The messages seemed to be cryptic in nature, like several people were trying to pass secret notes. Basically, he was just going through the whole website, and he says, as I browsed from the subdirectory back to the parent page, like the main page of the site, at the top was a new HTML file named something like "Hello there." The timestamp was from right that minute. I opened it, and in plain text was the message, "We see you." No quotes, all lowercase. And about 15 seconds later, the server dropped. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Webcams are my biggest fear. Out of anything in this world. I don't give a shit about bugs. I don't give a shit about, like, the wasp can come in here, that's fine. I'm scared of webcams. It's the only thing I'm scared of. And I hit my water bottle, and I got really scared that somebody was behind me for some reason, even though I'm a paranoid mess, okay? It's fine. Okay, wait, I think this is actually the last story on the site. I didn't even realize I'd read all of them. This one's called 10-Second Call. There were 2 that I didn't read, but they were really short and they seemed really boring, so I was like, whatever. Well, they didn't seem boring. I read them. They were boring. Okay, so this person said, I downloaded Tor, and within 20 minutes of downloading it and browsing random shit, I got a phone call, but there was nobody there and they hung up after 10 seconds. I didn't even know if it was legal at the time, so that was enough to freak me out and I stopped right there. Wait, what? That was nothing. That was a horrible one to end off on, but whatever, I guess it was positive, even though it wasn't positive, but at least it wasn't, you know, as fucked as the rest of them. I know that some of these stories are really gross and really sad and really scary, but for some reason, I just can't stop researching this shit. I really like looking into things that I just don't understand, or things that I can't really comprehend, I guess. I mean, literally, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, things like space and the ocean and places we can't get to and places we can't reach. I just find it so fascinating to learn every aspect of it because I can't go there myself, so I just want to know everything I can. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that I'm so addicted to the dark web right now, and I'm sorry that I'm forcing you guys to be addicted as well and listen to me talk about this shit. But if you guys like it, I mean, I can continue it, I don't mind. This is literally like the McCamey Manor all over again. When I made that whole video, just me talking about McCamey Manor and my obsession with it, it's like a pointless video, but I don't care because I like it. If you guys want more of it, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. What? But again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. My throat hurts. I really want to go get a Diet Coke, but I've already had 2 today, which, okay, it doesn't even sound like a lot. I know. Well, okay, that's a lot if you don't drink soda. But I have to spend $1 every time I want one because I don't want to buy any for my apartment, because whenever I buy them, I just drink 17 a day. I don't want to walk downstairs. That's my main thing. I've literally used all the change that I've ever... What's the word? Collected, I guess. I don't know. I have so much change in random places, and I've used all of my quarters on that soda machine. And I'm gonna do it again because that's the life I live. See ya.